going down with the ship. His way, nobody else's way. Myles Garrett just set a franchise record with 5 sacks in a game, and they lost 32-13 because Kevin Stefanski is not what's doing in the best interest of the team. Now, why do I say that? When your coach comes out and doesn't hold the starting quarterback accountable for not playing well, regardless of whether he is a young quarterback or not, doesn't watch the film and immediately comes out in the press conference and says, I'm going to stick with Dillon Gabriel.
Coach Stefanski knows that it's going to take time.
That's true.
Coach Stefanski knows that it's going to take time.
That's true.
You have to have grace with growth. When you have a situation that you have in Cleveland where you traded your veteran quarterback, now you're forced to be in this situation where you have to be patient. Once again, have grace with growth. And Coach Stefanski knows that the worst thing that you could do is alter a person's confidence by putting that person on a short leash. What he's trying to do is give all grace to say, hey, this is your team. This is your job to lose, right? But here's my question to Coach Stefanski. How long are you willing to wait? Because if we keep losing games, what are we really doing? Because for sake of conversation, it ain't like shedeursanders or Bailey Zappi can do any worse. Y'all still losing.
Sooner or later,
they're going to have to really realize, like, hold on, dog.
We just got to see what we got in the locker room.
While having grace, big dog, you're losing games. And tick, 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 tick. You're on the clock. And even though that's the ticking time of a clock, it can also be the ticking time of a bomb. So, be very mindful of the games that you play. I understand the tactic and I understand the protocol. But ladies and gentlemen, Coach Stefanski, that time is ticking for you to have to make a decision. I can't believe what you're saying if I'm seeing what you're doing, which means actions speak louder than words. I don't know what's going on in Cleveland. I don't know what shedeursanders is doing or is not doing. But change has to come on all levels, not just the quarterback position. It may be in the coach position too. But you live with that decision, you're done with that decision. Keep going.
But what I was saying, even with Kevin Stefanski, coaches, and you talked about the coaches and quarterback relationship, the marriage they have, and it's like you gotta. Why is it an issue that Stefanski wouldn't lose or win his own way? Dillon Gabriel is quote unquote his guy, and I don't know if you believe in conspiracy theories, but this is a stat where this came out that Kevin Stefanski has the same agent as Dan Lanning, Brent Venables, Gus Malzahn, all former college coaches of Dillon Gabriel. All right, so they represented by the same agent. Some people, in theory, like, oh, that might be something, but that's just, throwing stuff in the air. But with your quarterback and the responsibility as a coach, wouldn't you choose to pick your guy? Or if I'm going to go down a burning building, I'm going to go down my way versus listening to the media, listening to other people?
Understood. But this is the thing that fans must understand, too. Even with the comment of the talent or the skill set in Cleveland, I don't think SHEDEUR will be any better. I don't believe in the talent that's around at the receiver position. I don't think they have.
Now, I totally disagree with that comment.
So no matter who's in the spot,
it don't matter who it is.
I disagree.
Do I think shedeursanders is capable of making an impact on any team? Absolutely.
Yes.
But I would hate for SHEDEUR to be pointed at as, I told you, he ain't no different either. Because when you look at the Cleveland Browns play, it's like, it's not just bad quarterback play. It's bad football play offensively as a whole, as a collective.
So is it Stefanski's fault or is upper
It's
management?
the situation that's at hand. We need our players to produce. And nobody is producing. Go ahead.
That clip was very interesting. And I am gonna bring up that clip from Sean King. That's a very smaller clip, but it's several things I wanna point out to you. As you can see, Cam Newton was also vested up. So hey, Vesters, hey, just let us know we are many and we are plentiful. Cam Newton was even vested up. That's just a side joke. But this is what I also want to bring up regarding that clip. He pointed out something correct, which I pointed out about 3 weeks ago when I first started my channel, when they were in, I think, week 4, week 5 of the NFL. Even at that time, Cleveland had a losing record. What harm would it have done, even back then, to put Shedeur in? And I would compromise and say, okay, you don't have to make him the starting quarterback, but at least give Shedeur some reps. They were losing. In one game, they were losing by 30 points. They still wouldn't put him in. Then the next game, they were up by 30 points and they still wouldn't put him in. So, just aggravating. Then Cam Newton also talked about grace. Kevin Stefanski is attempting to give Dylan grace, being a young rookie quarterback. He's trying to give him so many opportunities to prove himself that he have earned the role of QB1. But I beg the question, where is Shedeur's grace in this matter? Shedeur has, as I pointed earlier, Shedeur has feelings. Shedeur has worked hard. Shedeur have invested his childhood, his high school, his collegiate years to being a NFL quarterback. Where's his grace in this matter? And then do you see when Peggy, that's the other gentleman that was speaking, Cam Newton, when he started talking about, it came out 2 weeks ago or the week of the bye, Kevin's agent is the same agent for Dylan Gabriel, college coaches. A lot of people said, oh yeah, that's coming in the NFL, that's coming in other industries. But just because it's common doesn't make it right. And it is indications of conflict of interest. So you have 2 rookie quarterbacks on one team. Dylan Gabriel has got 4 games, awful performances. The conflict of interest is highly resonating with everyone that is watching this story unfolds. It is so bad, as you see, Kevin Stefanski, it was reported 2 weeks ago that he would rather get fired than give Shedeur any playing time for the Cleveland Browns. Listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth. This head coach of the Cleveland Browns, I think he's at least been in the NFL 10 to 15 years. He would rather get fired than play shedeursanders. So this is another indication that Shedeur should play this week to release this pressure. The pressure that is mounting against this team and against Kevin Stefanski, it's almost like an abomination that they have caused against themselves. That's how much pressure is on this team, this management, and especially the head coach. Did you see what RG3 stated in that video? Kevin Stefanski is not mentally well. He know he's going down because his interest is in playing Dylan Gabriel, I think, for many reasons, even ones behind the scenes. Who knows? He may be even getting kickbacks. Who knows? Who knows what deals have that he's already made in the background regarding playing Shedeur or playing Dylan more? Who knows? Cam Newton wouldn't even answer Peggy's question when he talked about this agent relation type of thing. Did you see how Cam Newton, he didn't even respond to that. He pivoted. So that was another indication that something there. Cam Newton is stating that something is wrong in Cleveland, something that we all know. And in order to fix that, all Kevin has to do is just play Shedeur, which November the 9th would be the perfect time to ease this pressure, because it's going to be like boiling water, especially if Dylan gets out there and continues to regress in his performance. Look at this. 2 weeks ago, Kevin considered, I even reported on this about 2 weeks ago, he considered giving the calling plays for the offensive team, which is another indicator that, hey, a change will come and SHEDEUR may get on this field this week. Okay? So let's not think that Kevin had this power to sort of continue to call plays or not. No. This came from up higher. I think even upper management has said, okay, Kevin, this is enough. Either you're going to let him play, SHEDEUR play, or we're going to sit you down, fire you. But if you still want to remain head coach of the Cleveland Browns, you got to get up playing calls. Trust me, Kevin Stefanski had to give up something. Either he had to give up Dylan or he had to give up calling the plays. And you see what the decision was, because Tommy Rees now is the official play caller for the Cleveland Browns. Yes. Those powers have been taken away from Kevin Stefanski. He will no longer be calling plays for the Cleveland Brown offense. The Cleveland Brown offense is in the toilets at the moment. You can't go no lower than what they currently are. And Tommy Reeves, he loves SHEDEUR. He has bragged on SHEDEUR in previous media conferences. So this is a very good indicator that he's going to play this weekend. Let me tell you why. Let me let you listen to this. Oh, and before I do, this is not the first time that Kevin Stefanski had to give up play calling duties. Okay, this is actually the second time he's had to give up play calling duties, which means that he shouldn't be doing it. There's a reason why you have head coaches. There's a reason why you have offensive coordinators. Kevin, why would you, if they took away your powers last year, you should have known that should have been an indicator. Basically, he should have took the hint last year, but he didn't. But because Dylan came on board, and I guess because, everybody knows everybody, he got a hidden relationship in the background with the agent and Dylan. And yes, Kevin Stefanski, best friend, golfing buddy, was Dylan Gabriel's coach in Oregon. Yes, that is another relationship. Kevin Stefanski, best friend and golfing buddy, is Dylan Gabriel's coach, was his coach at Oregon. So the article goes on to state that this is the second time that Kevin Stefanski had to relinquish play calling duty. It also states that Tommy Rees will call plays Sunday from the 9th in the team's road game against the New York Jets. Cleveland Browns now have a record of 2-6. So what harm would it be just to throw SHEDEUR out there? SHEDEUR is going to make that appearance. SHEDEUR is going to make that appearance if his health is in the proper state that it should be in order to play. Like I said, I would love to see him play this weekend for many reasons. But SHEDEUR, if your back is not going to sustain any type of potential hits or sack, just stay out. Stay out until you are fully healed, because we care about you as the person, as the young man that you are.